1. We are back. It's the Cowboys taking on the Raiders, 5:30 p.m. on Super Saturday. Guys, obviously that is a new intro to the show. Let us know what you think. If you like it, hit subscribe. If you don't, hit subscribe anyway. So it's all right. But Baxter, obviously I have been going the home teams. You have been going the away teams. But obviously let's jump straight into it. I'll throw it to you because it is your team. It's your boys. They were almost in a final last year. They fell one game short of a final, but let's pop them up on the screen and talk me through that lineup.
We fell one forward pass short of a grand final, but now we got Scotty Drinkwater in the fullback role. We've got Kyle Felt and Murray Talanga on the wings. We've got Valentine Holmes and Peter Hiku in the centre roles. We've got Tom Didden and Chad Townsend in the 6 and 7, Jordan McLean and Ruben Cotter in the forward pack with Bridge Roslin to make the hooker role. We've got Colin Hess and Jamo Nanai, who signed a long-term deal for us in the back row position with Jason Tamalolo, the second JT at the Cowboys to make the lock roll. We got Jack Granville. It's not Jack, it's Jake. Jake Granville in the 14 role.
Jack, I like that name better. We're calling it Jack.
From now on, he's Jack Granville. Griffin Namey in the 15. JTB in the 16. And the return of the 2015 Premiership winner for the Cowboys, Jason Talmo. He's back, he's better, and he's looking pretty slim at the moment. I think he's lost about 8 kilos, that is reported. So, and Brendan Elliott to make the 18 role reserves bench. So, look, this is really an unchanged 1 really to 13. If you really want to go to 1 to 16 role. So, look, you know, if that forward pass actually got ruled and officiated properly, we might be in a grand final, but not to say that we would have won it. But that's last year. This is this year. I think the cobwebs are being dusted off. The weights have been lifted. This team looks like it's ready to go. Just solely on what we've seen in the preseason with our top 30, look really, really good to compete with, the Dolphins, sort of half of their starting 13 side. So it looked good. It looks good. There's not much more I can say, but what do you think, Tony, about this Cowboys lineup?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can say you're 1 forward pass, obviously, away from a grand final, but you're also, under the new rules that have changed as of this morning, you were 1 whistle away from not being there and playing Penrith inside week 1 of the finals. So take it a grain of salt. You got a few calls go your way. Obviously, we are talking about the Tigers-Cowboys incident. Graham Ainsley did hold a meeting today. He has said now when that first whistle goes and the ref moves his arms, that's it. You cannot challenge at halftime or full-time after his arms have come across his body. So fast forward 12 months, if that was to happen again, unfortunately for the Cowboys, whether it was the right or wrong decision, they wouldn't be able to make that challenge. But obviously, like you said, it's a great lineup. Obviously, I think is it only Tom Gilbert? Is the only change from that starting 13 that's moved out of there? So
yeah, Tom Gilbert would have been
13.
Yeah, Tom Gilbert would have been 17, but he's moved to the Dolphins, so that's why we got Jane Talmo in there. So I think it's really an unchanged squad majority.
Yeah, obviously it's a massive unchanged. And looking up now, it is the only player missing from last year's preliminary final against the Eels. So it is a really good squad. James Tarmer, he was looking fit. Maybe he was doing a few favors to make sure he could get off last year. So you know how I feel about that, but you know what? It is what it is. But obviously, Baxter, it's a strong side. You've obviously got to have high ambitions moving forward into this year. A lot of pundits do have this side either making the final or going very, very close once again, and they look like a lock in that top 4. And obviously a massive signing with your coach also continuing his contract for years to come. So 2 massive signings there, but obviously let's stop calling him daddy and let's move into the team you are playing. It's your top 5. So your top 4 surprise packet, the Canberra Raiders. Number 1, Sebastian Chris, Nick Kotrick, Matthew Tomoko, Harley Smith Shields, Jordan Rapana, Jack Wyden, Jamal Fogarty, Pasami Sualo, Danny Levi, Joseph Tarpany, Hudson Young, Elliot Whitehead, Corey Herrera, Tom Starlin, Atta Maroto, Corey Horsburgh, Emre Gula, and Albert Hopewadi. Now, you have this side inside your top four. I'm
Yep.
almost certain that you are going to change that decision because I look at the both lineups and I see one team as a top four contender in the Cowboys. I see the Raiders as, mate, I don't even know if they make the top eight. Let's be quite honest. But
Oh, they'll
talking
make
about
top eight.
talk,
I reckon
okay,
they'll make top
hold on.
eight. I'll make they'll make top eight.
Hold on. Time out. We are going to obviously put up our predictions of our ladders. They are done and dusted. So obviously they will go up after round one, but they are done and dusted. We will show people what that is. But let me just look at the 22 ladder before we talk more about the Raiders. You had Panthers, the Sharks, the Cowboys, the Eels, the Storm, the Roosters, the Rabbits. The Raiders just snuck in. So you're telling me that one of those 7 teams are going to drop off, or the Broncos, Manly, the Dogs aren't going to push for that 8th position?
I actually forgot what my ladder is because I think I wrote it, then deleted it, then sent it to you. I wrote it, sent it to you, then deleted it, and went, nah, I think I got that one wrong in a few other places. But let's just have a look. Shouldn't be that far away. Fuck, we
He's
sent a
just
lot of
refreshing
stuff.
it. He's,
There we
he's
go.
just
There
refreshing
we
his
go.
thing
I've got
where
it.
Raiders aren't in his top 4 because he's already changed his mind.
I have changed it since this is after the preseason trials with all the injuries that have occurred, and Raiders are still in my top 8, hopeful for top 4, but I see them in the bottom half of the top 8. That's just purely based on injuries and whatnot. Looking at the trials, look, if it was just a fit, healthy Raider side, yes, I still have them in my top 4, but going from that, not anymore, but hopeful nonetheless. This side looks good. It is good. I'm glad to see Jamal Fogarty back in the 7 role with Jack One. I think those two really complement each other. Jordan Rapani on the wing with Nick Kotrick, both powerhouse try scoring machines in their own retrospective. Wings with Joseph Tarpany in the forward pack. I think they can get this roll-on effect and play some quick football from the tiring Cowboys defense. I hope that's not. But I am going to go. I'm basically going all round 1 to 12. It's going to be the Cowboys. I will never not back them. So I'm sorry, Raiders. I'd love to just give you 2 points and us 2 points, but only one team can have it. So it's my boys today.
Well, he's definitely not sorry, Raiders fans, because he had you in his top 4 and flash forward a week later with only a trial game played, and he's got you outside the top 4. So I don't think he really backs you in too much, but obviously notable absences. Josh Papali is out. So that is a massive out for this side. Obviously, Xavier Savage also with a broken jaw. A massive, massive out for them in this game. But I think you've covered it quite well, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I'm going to go 13 plus purely because of where the game is getting played. If it was getting played in the Canberra capital, then obviously I'd go 1 to 12. But I just think that up there in front of your home crowds with Big Papali, who always gets his Raiders side on that front foot being out, I just can't see him getting the job done. And I can't see them getting close to a team that I have inside my 1 to 4 range come the end of the season. So Cowboys 1 to 12, Cowboys 13 plus. We'll see who's correct. At least we know even when we are picking the same teams now, we're at least picking a different margin. So someone is going to go ahead after week 1. But obviously, quick update, it is 12-4 in the Parramatta versus Melbourne game. So we'll see how that one finishes off. Baxter, thank you again for joining me. And obviously, we'll be back to cover the Sharks versus the Rabbitohs, which is the final game.